Hello everyone, I am Kalpalakna Disanaik. Today I am planning to present my final thesis topic, which is the effect of corporate cultures on employee performance in Sri Lankan IT organizations. If we take the IT industry in Sri Lanka, the IT industry in Sri Lanka can be identified as one of the most growing industry in Sri Lanka in the past recent decades. There are multiple different organizations we can see in this country. It could be multinational companies who coming here and establishing uh, their companies and provide working opportunities to employees in Sri Lanka, or it could be different types of startups or alternative organizations which provide massive opportunities again. And this is and this industry is basically bring in high revenue to local market. So with the factors, I believe this industry is one of the growing and key area in industry in Sri Lanka. So by doing this research with the topic of organization culture and employee performance between IT industries in Sri Lanka, I'm planning to understand the factors which affect employee performance in IT industry. So, as a person who worked at IT industry more than 5 years, I have seen how different organizations and different types of cultures, how employees in those organizations can be affected positively and negatively. And also, when doing this research, I have gone through couple of research papers. So all these research papers shows how this culture affects the employees' performance and ultimately how it affects to organization performance. And so by identifying the factors which affect employee performance, this research will help organization to develop relevant strategies and help to mitigate these factors and enhance the organizational performance. So, the scope of this project is basically to understand and see the impact of organizational culture on employee performance in IT organizations. And also, the aim and objective of this research would be critically evaluate the key determinants of employee performance related to different company cultures. It could be a flat organizational culture or a tall organizational culture. Different types of organization cultures are there in IT industry in Sri Lanka. So we are going to see how these key determinants of these cultures will affect employee performance. The method and analysis would be systematic review, planning to select a good quality articles, which I have selected some already and identified the key determinants of cultural changes and how organized performance affect through that. So under literature review, so I have listed down here some of the literatures I have found through my initial research. So first one is implement a good reward system and continuous motivations. So it is very important to implement a good reward system and continuous motivation to encourage employees to do their best, and also employee participation in this is very important, not just to get their work done but in the terms of important decisions, company-wide decisions, and all the employee participation is very important. So if we take IT industry, it is basically with tight deadlines and the group of people or the team is basically working towards a deadline. So employee participation on other areas apart from mainly if we take work, also if we take the deadlines, also the main critical areas, and areas we have to take their participation in terms of decisions. Jako, we can say technology. So that is very important, and innovation and risk is the other point. The innovation is the creativity, and innovation means basically produce something from resources. In my initial research, I found that there are three variables that are responsible for generating these innovations. Basically, thing one thing is organization culture. The second thing is organization culture and the HR practice. So, when bringing innovation to the company, these three aspects should be very strong, and aspects should equally contribute to get the right innovations from the employee and the openness of the communication. Openness of the communication is a key success for every organization, not just IT organizations. This good communication should be there with the team and also with their superiors, with the management and also within the company as well. So the communication gaps we can see time to time with these IT organizations, mainly due to the previous point I discussed, basically the tight deadlines. Employees are continually working to achieve a deadline, but they are focused only to do their task. Because of that, there is communication gaps with some companies. So, customer service orientation is one of the key things when it comes to organizations, because we produce IT systems to customers. So we need to think from customers' perspective when developing and providing softwares, and that idea should be implemented in each employee from the day one. So the customer service orientation, uh, when it comes to customer service orientation, customer is the key point. This is very important for employee performance. The flat organization culture is little or no middle management. So, this type of organization culture, according to the research papers, says very effective. It is very effective because it provides key of the employees to high in involvement and responsibility and accountability. So even though this is very effective, you have to find right type of the employee balance of employees to carry out this type of flat organization culture. So these are the literature areas that I'm planning to discuss in my thesis. The evidence will be there in a link between organizational culture for employee performance. So strong culture leave raise employee commitment and achieving the goals. Employee commitment and participations are most important factors to increase overall performance of the organization. And we can see due to project oriented nature, there is a high turnover rates in IT organizations, not only in Sri Lanka. And also the female participation in software industry is very low as compared to male participants. So these are the references that I have came up with this topic, and thank you.